to start a reaction video. I scared Munzie down here. Munzie, it's okay. You're Chi-Chi. Legendary Munzie wants to do a reaction video. Oh, Munzie doesn't have much of a reaction though to anything. You cutie. But today I'm doing a reaction video on Candance Owens, who of course the Maestro gave her the okay to use my name, and a Peziante Theo Von. I'm not sure how this brain dead moron got any viewers, but so many Peziants get viewers for just getting so lucky. But they're doing. I saw this thing on Brigette and Macaroni, and how she's obviously a guy. Everyone knows that. And so he's asking her questions on that. So let's do the reaction on video. Legendary.
On cybersecurity, I noticed that you had this. You have this Brigitte Macron, who is the wife.
Like, if this is not a man, I don't know what it like. This creature, it's a creature of the depths of the Mariana Trench. But it's crazy if you look at she does a whole series on it, Candance Owens, and she explains like exactly how everything worked out, and it's so creepy. Like, she pretends that she's the daughter. This is one picture, and she pretends that Brigitte Macaroni pretends that that's her, that she's the woman in the picture. This is a black and white picture from a really long time ago, and she pretends that's her from her first communion when it's actually her sister. And then she's the brother. She's actually the man. Unreal.
Of the president of France. His name is Emmanuel Macron. And one thing that's interesting about them is they have an age difference, right? How many years is it?
So creepy.
How many years they tell people, or how many years is it actually?
These people are soulless. These people, oh my god. Like, these are not people. These are ET formations. Like, but the thing is, I just gotta watch the video.
Oh, that's how it goes.
Mm-hmm. If you haven't watched the series, I mean, there's a reason it's going to
I've watched 2 episodes of the series.
Crazy. This is not like, wasn't nothing. And I want to be clear, I wasn't the one who I happened upon this because I'm one of these rare birds, because I'm nosy.
Because we want the truth.
If I see something happening in another country, I will take the time to pick it up in the foreign language and then interpret it into English and to try to read and understand.
Yeah, and stop eating slugs, French people.
I don't really care. It's happening in France, it's happening in Romania, it's happening wherever.
No escargot for you, peasants.
I get interested, and so Savannah, who's my manager, remembers the night at the UFC fight where I found the reporting on this. And actually, the way it popped up was like the Daily Mail actually did a piece on Brigitte Macron. It was just funny to me because they were like, Emmanuel Macron, angrily denies the rumors his wife's a man. And he was like all stressed out and was like, it's not true. And I'm like, I was like, what the
and then he slapped him across the face.
Has to come out and make a statement on this at all.
Well, this is a story that's come up over the years.
Yeah, this doesn't happen unless you are a man. Okay, just like Big Mike Obama. It doesn't happen unless you are a man. Like, no one's going to go back into my history and question if I was a woman before. Like, this is like, no one actually does. Just like no one's going to go back in no one's going to go back in people's past if they haven't killed people. For example, Hillary Clinton's killed about 100 people. So then there's stories about that. There's no stories if things didn't actually happen, or unless there's some truth to it. And for this, it's 100% truth. And the story is so crazy, and Candance Owens goes in depth about it. She does a great job.
It's like this is
an
alleged thing.
I still gotta watch the rest of the series.
But in 10 minutes, can you give me what is going on?
Yeah, so what was good about the Daily Mail piece is that they didn't debunk what the people were saying. This should be such an easy thing to debunk. Like, if you were like, Candance Owens is a man and never grew up, in Stanford, I'd be like, yearbook, here's me and my family. It's just like, it's such an easy thing to debunk. Like, why is this going on for years?
Here's the Maestro getting bullied in high school, son of a peasant.
And 1,000%, she was born a man, lived as a man for 30 years, and then transitioned.
That is so sickening.
In the 80s.
And not this. This is diabolical. This is debauchery. This is blasphemy. The fact that they can get away with this, lie to the public, do these demonic, satanic rituals. These are the worst peasants on planet Earth, and they need the most heinous consequences. They need to be thrown in Azkaban prison where they can suck the juice from a rotten Dementor's ass.
Get in trouble for slander by saying that?
I have welcomed the lawsuit. I mean, Emmanuel Macron sent me a threat before we published, and we went back to him.
Did he sign it or whatever?
It was his lawyers.
Oh, it'd be cool.
And so, he sent the threat. And the way that it works,
who cares about that guy?
First and foremost, we have the good old boys here. So I said to him, like, this is not the state to come and try your little hoopty-floopty French, Parisian, whatever it is. Like, if you're messing
around. The thing is, the French are the weakest people on planet Earth. one mosquito could go into France and take over the entire country. They are escargot eating, illegal immigrant loving, disgraceful peasants.
This is not the place. It's not a place for you. Secondly, like if
Who was messing around with kids? The wife then?
yeah, that's what we're calling.
So Brigitte, you're saying, is a male.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Biological beliefs.
Was a male or is a male?
Well, you can't really change those things in my world, but
this is why Theo Von's a dumbass. Ass was a male or is a male. You can't change that, you dumb, complete demented mongrel. I hate Theo Von. He's so dumb.
Okay, Lou's a woman now. Yeah, I would have never thought that she was a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she looks exactly like a man.
Is the story really? It's just like
Candance Owens was like, yeah, because you're dumb as hell.
Transitioned, met Emmanuel when he was just 14 years old.
Okay, so she was a woman when they met. You're saying
living as a woman early,
pretending to be a woman.
Doesn't look hadn't had all.
She wasn't a woman. She was pretending to be a woman.
He. The doctor's name.
Oh, you're saying so she was just kind of fresh out the
growing the hair out, like starting to like live as a woman,
It's just like fresh out the Lord and Taylor kind of.
And that was his drama teacher, and he was only 14
years
old.
Is Lord Taylor a women's store?
It's both.
It is.
I think it's out of business though.
It was a bad reference then.
And so she was his drama teacher. He was 14
and she was how old?
40.
No,
I swear that's like official. Like that's like they don't deny that.
So wait, so they're 26-year age difference. My parents were 32 years age difference, so I can't really,
14-year-old.
Well, now here my parents didn't meet till my mom was 30.
That's my point. It's very different.
Okay, so that's
the age difference. If you're 30, if you become an adult and you want to whatever, I don't really care. Like if you want to be a 30-year-old man, 30-year-old woman marrying a 7-year-old man, it's not my business. You're both adults. And usually there's some like financial consideration, whatever. But 14-year-old.
The fact that Theo Von doesn't immediately say, "Oh, that's actually just the most disgusting thing," shows how delusional this guy is. But she was the guy, Brigitte guy, 40 years old, dates Emmanuel Macron, who's the creepiest SOB to ever live. At 14-year-olds too. But and if you look into his past, oh my God, the sketchy beyond belief too.
Dowry maybe.
For a 14-year-old boy, it's just weird. And so the media just kind of tried to sell it. I just kind of looked at the story, went through it. There was so much evidence, and there was a reason. They started locking up journalists. Like, just so you know, they started arresting people. You don't do that. You don't do that because someone's lying. You know what I'm saying?
Look that in a separate window. Look that up and then bring it up. I'm going to see this. In 1993, at the age of 39, she met. Brigitte Macron met the 15-year-old Emmanuel Macron in La Providence High School.
And that's a lie. He was 14 when he was in the play, because they told the story about what play he was in. So the journalists went back and they were like, he was 14 when he was in this play.
Okay.
So it was like just little media
1 year,
lies.
7% of his life though at that point. So it is it's a decent amount. And everything sounds romantic when you're reading all this stuff too. Where she was a teacher and was student and classmate of her daughter. Brigitte divorced Ozier in 2006 and married Macron in 2007. Wow, so they really fell into something.
Do you have $100?
I need $100. No, the Mormons already show up at my house already.
In December 2021, Natasha Ray and Amanda Roy broadcast unsubstantiated rumors online that Brigitte had never existed and that her brother Jean-Michel had changed gender and started.
Jean-Michel is that's his real name.
That name. So what does this mean?
So what they had done was what they started to do, and I show this in my series, is to make the mainstream media convince you that it was all a lie. They were suing people for defamation and winning. And so they were like, obviously it's not true.
It's
but
unreal.
They were lying about why they were winning the defamation claim. So they were never winning on the substance. Like, you transitioned. They'd wait for someone to make a mistake of, like, not Brigitte Macron as a man, but they said that Brigitte Macron went to La Providence High School. And Brigitte Macron's uncle was this. And
they try to get you out of technicality.
Defamation lawsuit. And be able to prove it. They made a mistake somewhere else. And the press would just lie and pretend that, like, well, they would tell you half a truth, like they did get sued for defamation, but it wasn't regarding whether or not she was a man.
But isn't it just love that they love? I mean, the part you're saying that's so obtuse is the fact that you felt like they were groomed, kind of.
Yeah.
Because if somebody who's a man or woman falls in love with somebody else, that's okay.
That's fine, but this wasn't that, and it's also because you can't misrepresent yourself as like a Catholic, a strong Catholic who's leading a country.
Theo Von is so dumb. He misses the point completely.
Person who likes 14-year-old boys, and you decide to run, and a country elects you. Cool. That's their business.
Now, what age did they get married at? They didn't get married when he was a child.
No, they got married in 2007, and which is
he
why.
Was how old?
Way older.
Well, then that's kind of.
No, but they were together. They were not like.
They were together the whole time.
Oh yeah. They are basically like she fell in love and couldn't resist anymore. And then he went to the school and they tried to romanticize it. There's a lot more that went on here. I mean, there's a ton of people around them that have then been arrested for
and this is
pedophile crimes.
Yeah.
No, it's like these are the. I mean, I only presented the facts because he sent me a legal threat.
Okay.
That don't publish this series, sort of a thing. And we went back at him and we said, Mr. Macron, we won't publish a single episode if you just answer this question. What and we gave him 21 yes or no questions. The first one was Brigitte Macron born a biological male?
It's crazy how they don't answer it.
They don't owe you an answer. Now that's stupid.
It's unreal.
Causing you so much distress and defamation. Of course, the laws are if somebody tries to get the true answer from you, you can't sue for defamation. That's how it works in America. And so...
But I could see somebody being like, oh, this is so problematic, but if I engage with it, it becomes even more problematic.
But if you're sending a 100-page letter, honey, you're already engaging, right? So they sent me a letter first, so it's ridiculous, and then they said, like, emotional distress, all this stuff. Well, we said, okay, let's end this. We're not interested in conspiracy theories. We'll end this. You tell us, did Brigitte Macron live as a man named Jean-Michel Trump?
There's no actual conspiracy theories. They're all actually true.
No. Yes or no.
Every one of them.
Answer. I'm like, okay, so... What is it? You can't have it both ways. You want this to come to an end. I have the platform to end that. I will say we looked into the story. Here are the responses we got. It's definitively not true. Of course I would have done that. It doesn't like help my platform to be caught in a lie.
Right.
Then people will lose trust in me. You know what I'm saying? So if they find out
but everyone knows you're telling the truth, don't worry.
And she wrote and said, no, I never lived as this person, whatever, that would reflect poorly on me.
Right.
Yeah,
I can't tell if I think it like if that happened, would you engage or would you not engage? What would you do there? Because it has to be, it's such a murder mystery kind of thing.
It's not. It's so obvious that she's a guy. She won't admit that she's not a guy. She won't say that she's a woman, even though she pretends to be. And there's so many facts. You got to watch this series. There's so many things that Candance goes through. It's crazy.
Like a
series is fun.
God, it's very, and since it's French, they have all that stuff you can't pronounce that good.
I can't pronounce any of it.
Slug-eating peasants.
I love that shit, dude.
Alright, well, this guy, I don't know how he has a platform when he's the most boring, awful peasant to ever exist, but Candance Owens does a great job. It's insane how the most untalented people get famous. It's insane. But so many untalented people are famous. I hope you liked that reaction vid. Bridget Macaroni, man, everyone knows it. A completely estrogen-filled man who is a demented, psychotic pedophile. But anyways, hope you liked that reaction video. Go follow me on my other social medias. At Twitter, at itsmikeowens. And with that, the maestro never gives up.